Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another CSGO video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the pistol balance, especially in regards to the Deagle. Alright, so before we actually get right into the Deagle talk, I really quickly want to just mention that recently Valve has made a couple of the changes, most noticeably to the Tech 9, in order to rebalance the game a little further. Now the Tech 9 is the first step of all the other pistols. This means all the other pistols will follow and will also get a rebalance. It is not intended for the Tech 9 to stay weaker than its counterpart, the 5.7, which currently is still very strong, just the way that the Tech 9 used to be. Now the thing is, obviously, I talked about this before, Valve wants to have the pistols to be a special way. This means compared to 1.6 in Source, they want them to be more valuable in a way that you can achieve more by using them in, for example, eco rounds, because previously what we had in CS, if there was an eco round, it was pretty much a safe win for the gun buyers or the gun round players and not for the eco players. This always made the game, from Valve's perspective, a little more boring. Hence they switching up the pistol stats, making them more viable for eco rounds or just in general. For example, the one-hit headshot up close against armored opponents. Now this is probably the most, or one of the most controversial things for the new pistols that we have in CSGO. Now keep in mind, all of them will get rebalanced, but the problem is currently with the Tech 9, the way we have it here, is that they buffed it for the first shot accuracy, and then again at the same time they made the spam more inconsistent, so to kind of not reward spraying, to kind of emphasize tapping a little more, which makes sense. I mean, you want your players to actually aim the weapon, to shoot properly with it and stuff like that. However, here comes the issue in. Now the Tech 9 still has the same damage model, which means you still got, I think 18 bullets it is right now, to spam away at about head range and still fire at them. I got people in the last video telling me, well, what's the problem then with the AWP, for example, because you can also just randomly spam the AWP and get a random shot and a random one-shot kill with the AWP, the way that you can with the Tech 9. And that's not the case, because first of all, the AWP costs about 10 times as much, so you cannot buy an AWP every round. You can buy, however, a Tech 9 every round. Also, the AWP has a very low fire rate and a lot less bullets. Of course, you do not have to hit them only in the head, but also like in the body to get a one-hit kill. But with the Tech 9, it's just more easier to spam, and especially while running, since they're so accurate while running, which of course the AWP is also not. So this already packs in two problems with the pistols. First of all, running accuracy. This is the thing that kind of goes against everything CSGO, same as the P90 is. You actually also wanna, like all the time, stutter step. To be accurate, to fire, that's just a major skill towards the way CS is played, or how CS is played. And the other thing is the high damage model of the pistols. Now I think either of those has to be toned back and nerfed in order to be, while still being viable, to still make sense. Now I talked about this briefly before. My preferred method of that is actually reducing the damage up close to the level of an M4. For example, that if you're really up close with a Tech 9 and you're shooting at someone and you hit him in the head and he has a helmet, he's not going to be that. He has like 10 HP left or something like that. So that you cannot just a random one-hit headshot. So they still get to hit like another body shot, for example. And only up close, very close. So that you really have to emphasize the value of the pistol being a close-range weapon, the same as a shotgun would be, or the same way an SMG would be. I think only that would really make sense. So adjust the damage model in a way that up close, it's the only way they're effective in, and then at the same time make it also so that when you're shooting in the head, it's not a one-shot headshot with armor. Because the only weapon that should be able to do that is the Deagle. And the Deagle right here is, from my point of view, the only pistol that is super awesomely balanced in CS. So, in case you didn't know, the Deagle is actually more accurate than the AK, despite many people saying it's not super accurate, but I put something on the screen so that you guys can see it. So firing with the Deagle, as long as you take your time, is really very beneficial, because if you're firing it fast, the spread will kick up and you're gonna miss. But the first shot is always completely accurate, and after 3 seconds, it again is completely accurate. And then after 1 second compared to 3, you're at 80% accuracy again. So you got a big drop, like a big drop off in the beginning, and then slides down quick, and then takes like another 2 seconds for the last 20% to recover it. So the Deagle is still very, very versatile for accurate one-taps across long range, but also semi for the, well, close range spray, you could say. And this is something that I also do not like much about the Deagle, that you can just spray up close. I think the damage model might also need to be a little bit toned back for the Deagle, so that it's like, again, has a high headshot multiplier, because one headshot with a Deagle is that it's something that should always be, and a Deagle should be the only pistol to be able to do that, especially since you cannot do it while running. For example, like you can do with all the other pistols, like the P250, Tech 9, 5.7. With all of those weapons, you can run and gun at the same time, which of course is something that's not like really, I don't know, CS familiar. So many people feel like the running accuracy is the big problem right here, and I can agree that it's really kind of speaking against the spirit of CS. So from my point of view, again, just talking about it, Deagle is perfectly balanced in the way that it should be the only pistol to one-hit headshot across all ranges. Then all the other pistols should be able to do tons of damage up close against a headshot, but not kill immediately. I think that's an important part, like bring them down to 10 or 5 HP, so that there should be another body shot, so that it's not as random, especially if you want to keep the running accuracy, since I still think that this should be toned down a little bit, especially for the first shot. I mean, of course, the first shot always should be emphasized to be aimed at correctly, and I know that having a good running accuracy for that is actually emphasizing that. However, you really want to get rid of those random one-shot headshots to the head. And with the pistols, even though you're emphasizing the right thing, you're not patching out the things that are actually troubling the game. So again, I kind of repeated a little bit what I said in the last video, but in general, just want to make clear that running accuracy is the issue right here, as well as the damage model. If these two values get fixed to a point where they're still effective up close, but not in long range, so the Deagle is still kind of king at long range, I think this would actually make a lot more sense. So once again, this was my little, well, follow-up again to the last follow-up to the pistol video, because some people actually thought that only the Tech 9 is going to be changed, but the Tech 9 is just the first pistol, then the other pistols will get a rework. And the interesting part right here is, will the Deagle get a rework? We don't know. But yeah, thanks for the show for now, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.